Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fortress of Solitude. Today we're going to be checking out Dr. Aphra issue 38 by Alyssa Wong and Minku Jung. Aphra turns to an old flame for help against the Scourge as the droid threat continues its gruesome testing on organic life, trying to discover the secret to inhabiting a fully fleshed body. The Doctor meanwhile manages to convince Sana Starros to help her, and along with Just Lucky, they launch their own rescue mission onto Epiconia. For me, this is where the book gets a little strange, as it looked like in the last Dark Droids issue, everything was kind of pushing towards Epiconia, and here it looks like that's happening as well. And you would think that Aphra and her team would then run into the Rebels, who are also currently on Epiconia thanks to Star Wars issue 40, and they all sort of come together and help free all of their friends from the Scourge's grasp. But that doesn't actually happen, and their story is just completely separate from what we've seen in the Star Wars ongoing and the Dark Droids main book. It's very strange that there was no crossover, and I have to think maybe it was just so the writers can keep their stories their own and not have to rely on, okay, well this character was over here, whereas this character was over here. And yeah, that's like the only way I could kind of reason why none of these characters all met, because it looked like it was pushing towards this. All these books were starting to head to Epiconia, so you would think that they would all get together, and every issue from now on will have this entire huge cast of the Rebels and the Bounty Hunters and Aphra and her people and D-Squad, all of these characters, but nope, doesn't happen. So apart from not joining up with all of the other heroes of this event, Aphra and her team do manage to get into the droid factory and free Tolvan, although quite a bit seems to happen off panel. Again, another really strange choice, whereas the battle just seems to happen after Aphra chucks a EMP grenade and we just smash cut to hours after it's happened, and I'm not really sure why that actually happened. Aphra though does manage to free Tolvan with her electro tattoos, which actually allows her to connect directly to the Scourge and learn its secret plan, which is to use Domina's fleet to spread its infection. Again, this is probably information that could have been learned sooner by our characters, or again, if they had all met together with the Rebels and the Bounty Hunters, could have shared information. But we do learn that by the end of the issue, it's heavily implied that Domina Tag is already infected by the Scourge herself. Again, this isn't something that was really hinted at all before this, especially since in the previous issues of Aphra, we actually already had Domina's ships attacked by the Scourge and they destroyed them, and now she's on another ship that's also being attacked by the Scourge. It just feels a little bit of a repeat here, and I'm not entirely sure why. I am looking forward to Domina getting infected, or maybe possibly teaming with the Scourge in some way or something. They definitely need her since she is a very smart woman and she has had run-ins with them before, as well as building her own droids, so maybe they want her to build new bodies for them or something. But either way, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with Domina, since she's been a very interesting character in the Aphra book, and I like that she's actually getting involved in the plot a little bit more now. As Dr. Aphra begins to wind down its inclusion in the Dark Droids event, and the book itself is beginning to wind down as well, things begin to feel a little bit more rushed than usual, and we missed out on some really pretty obvious connective tissue with the other books going on in Dark Droids at the moment, and it's something that I think would have tied it all together rather nicely, but it didn't. Still, the action in this issue was pretty great, and the story never really slowed for a moment and just kept moving forward at a cool pace. I'm going to give this issue a 7 out of 10.